Okay, so good morning, everyone. A warm welcome to our Abroad Master, Brother Joe and Brother Joe Huang, Hualien Dharma team, brother sister around the globe to this Saturday Hualien Dharma talk. Very good morning. Today, Sister Lily is not around again, and I'm Sister Mabel. So I will be doing the opening today. So let's start now. So I will be sharing a short perception from Master Chen Yan's speech. Okay, sincerity with no dispute to reduce suffering. So human greed leads to a struggle for competitiveness which create social unrest. Everything become a competition for self-interest. Fighting against each other causes man-made tragedy and natural disaster, causing many people in this world to suffer. At this time, we need even more people together through the United Nations Conference platform, put up proposal on how we can make the world a better place, not being competitive with the utmost sincerity, to reduce suffering and bring true peace to the world. Okay, so感恩 for master teaching. So next one. So let us send our sincere prayers into the 10th direction. May the Sahara land be free from disaster and peace be well in the world. Let us sing the prayer song with sincere piety. Okay.
In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. All my heart is filled with sincere prayer. From all corners of the world, let us join our hearts and pray for a world of harmony and peace. In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. May all the Buddhas hear my prayer. All united with one heart, let us end our hate with love. May there be no suffering hereafter.
Okay, so may all minds be purified, may there be peace in the community, and may there be no disaster in this world. Okay, so next one. So Together, we'll say the prayer for the universal love and blessing. So, with loving respect, gratitude, and confidence, let us wish every person in our lives a healthy body, an enlightened mind, and total fulfillment in universal love. Now, let us expand this consciousness to include every person in the world, every being in the universe, and let us unify our love, make this wonderful world even better. Let us all immerse ourselves in the joyful embrace of universal love. Okay, Kanan. So next one. Okay, so next one, before we hear the wonderful sharing, let us invite our Dharma masters to lead us in paying homage to the Triple Gem. Let us pay our respect for this teaching and explanation to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen by making 3 sincere bows. Okay, so let's rise and palms together. Okay, first bow, second bow, and third bow. And also a bow to our beloved abode master who joined us today. Okay. Okay. So next one, on to our agenda today. Today we have Brother Joe Huang. Joe Huang sharing on Dharma Insight, and also Master Te Huang sharing on the mission of an education volunteer. Okay. Next one, over to Sister Su Ching. Okay, for the weekly summary. So, Sister Su Ching, over to you.
Okay. So last Saturday, we had Brother Joe Huang. Brother Joe reflected on lessons. Hold on. Okay. So we had Brother Joe Huang. Brother Joe reflected on lessons passed through time, disciples learning to teach, growing sublime. Buddha's last focus was on guiding with care, to be good teachers, not just learn, but also to share. The practice fields shapes where roots take hold, like battling cages or surgeon's bolt. Tzu Chi volunteers step in with grace, offering help in every place. Virtuous friends bring peace from fear, supporting those whose minds aren't clear. The sutra can only live on when we teach with heart. From student to teacher, we must play our part. And we had Sister Hong Li who spoke about making mooncake this year. So she said, we started making mooncakes in August, a noble aim, to raise funds for the Jingsi Hall's name. 70 to 100 volunteers each day would arrive, working together, all with spirits high and alive. From buying supplies to shaping with care, encapsulating fillings and handling with flair. Nut mixed mooncakes brought the most strain, yet teamwork turned effort into wondrous gains. 42,000 mooncakes, a million would raise, with gratitude, respect, and perseverance praised. From shaping to selling, all over the sales and marketing team went. The whole process was smooth. 'Twas a purpose well spent. On Malaysia's Day, we finished with a cheer, all already planning to serve in the next year. Yeah, Sister Yok Cheng from Malaysia, who spoke about overcoming challenges. Once loved luxury, beauty, and many travels in the air, Sister Yok Cheng's life was beyond compare. But in 2019, her world fell apart. Her ex-husband's betrayal broke her heart. She found Tzu Chi where hope would mend, new friends, a neighbor, a journey to tend. Master's teaching helped her guilt release. Forgiveness brought her soul a new calm peace. Now with her ex, they built a new way as a blended family together, come what may. She learned from pain, forgiveness to give, And through this, she truly learned how to live. Okay, Katan, for listening. Let me stop share. And I'll hand over to Brother Chin. Are you here? See you. Brother Chin is also not here. Am I right? Hold on, let me just check. Oh, and Brother Joe also is not on yet.
Okay, wait for a while. Let me ask him. 不好意思啊。
No problem. Okay, since we are waiting, I want to share my mooncake making experience this year. This is the first time that I've done it. And I took a friend along. So we were in charge of all days. When I heard the sharing, then only I realized that it was one of the most challenging days because it was the mixed nuts. So there was a lot of banging and reshaping and all that. And initially, I don't really get what all this banging was for. Isn't it just making it into a circle and then putting the dough over? But later on, I realized that all this banging was to compact the nuts so that when it goes into the mold, there won't be any air, and when it's cut, it's actually nice and proper. So that was quite an experience. Since it was my first time, so I was put into the station of knocking the balls into shape. Initially, I must admit that almost all of the ones that I did had to be redone. So that was actually quite embarrassing. My friend moved on to, because he was a guy, he went to press the mooncake into a mold. So he thought that was simpler than just knocking. But that also had its a certain set of challenges because you got to be really mindful, because that's really the last part. If you press it wrongly, the whole thing is kind of spoiled. Oh, okay, he's already in. Let me see, yeah, hold on. So Brother Chin is not in. Okay, then I will hand over the floor right now to, okay, Brother Joe. And Brother Joe, are you there? Good morning, Brother Joe.
Yes, good morning. Apologize for getting on a bit late. Yeah, so thank you. So do I begin now?
Yes, please. Thank you so much.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for coming online to listen to the sharings. And today we prepare also following last week. This is going to be the sharing on the Sutra of Infinite Meanings. Okay, so before we begin, just to let everybody know that Master will be very soon leaving Hualien to be on the tour around Taiwan for about a month. And it's going to be for the year-end blessings. And I know that many of you will be coming back to Taiwan for certification, as well as whatever the opportunity there is to come back to Taiwan. And obviously, this is a very good time nearing the end of the year, and hoping that we would have, we recap this year, and then we were able to move forward and step into the next year with much more vigilance, much more vigor, and that we're able to go in and know what we had to do, and then modify and adjust accordingly. So this is always a good timing to come back to Taiwan, and obviously Master will be around Taiwan during the tour. So our schedule might be affected, but I think that's something that we have gone through before. So today I really am looking forward for the sharing. At least we're trying to cap off this section of the book, Sutra of Infinite Meanings, until the next time that we will be doing the online sharing. Perhaps we will get more deeper into the content. But anyway, so today we're going to be talking about continuing our journey into the Sutra of Infinite Meanings. So previously, we were now on the story so far is that the world is fastly changing. The Buddha, while the teaching didn't change, but how the teaching adapts to the world and the people, the followers of the disciples of the teachings need to understand how to adjust the teaching according to the people and the time. So the Dharma itself, while it doesn't change, but the practice of it needs to adapt to the world. And the disciples need to continue the teachings to the future. So it's very important that how the disciple continues the Dharma will be reflected on if the disciples were able to adjust accordingly to the time and the people for the future. So one of the very key mission that the disciples have is to continuously to sustain the passing down of the Dharma. However, if the disciples or the followers were not able to do this accordingly, then the Dharma, while still in existence, will not be able to propagate that because it does not help the people. It's not beneficial to the people. Therefore, it will not propagate. It will not continue. So I think one of the very key issue here is we know that at the beginning of the sutra, we know that this is 40 years, more than 40 years after the Buddha had began preaching the Buddhist teachings. And so it's been a long time. And as we all know now, that was also the time nearing the end of Buddha's life. So there's about another 7 years to go for the teachings. So the passing on of the torch becomes very important, so that the Buddha needs to now make sure that the followers know what they need to do in order for the teachings to be continued. So all the great disciples are doing exactly this, passing the teachings, right? But how do they do it? Obviously they had to be a good student first. I've been stressing this very importantly, that there are two aspects to learning the Dharma. One is you had to be a good student. You had to be humble. You had to persevere. There's going to be a lot of difficulties. There's going to be a lot of issues coming in and out, and we have to be the one to brave through it. And we had to basically, go into the challenges and take it, and then be able to overcome it. And that's what it is. Being a student doesn't mean that it's always going to be smooth sailing, but you had to be able to fight it, and then you have to be able to endure it. So the great disciples are doing exactly that. They learn it. They're great students. And however, they also need to learn how to be a good teacher. So after learning the teachings, the disciples need to continue to apply unto themselves. They need to apply the teachings themselves, and they need to be able to teach to others. And that's very important. So these are the things that's what we need. That's what the Buddha is looking for. That you have good students, the good followers, the good disciples that actually learn the teachings. But you also have to have good teachers who are able to share and who are able to teach to the audience where the audience is willing to accept. And what is a good teacher? A good teacher is somebody who is able to make the students learn. And it's not just to make them learn by force, but make them willing to learn, inspire them so that they're willing to learn on their own. And that, I think, that's very important. So lastly, the teachings help us locate the problems. And that's what this is supposed to be, that these teachings are supposed to adapt to everybody, that you are able to take this teaching and then you're able to locate your own problems, and then you're able to fix the problems. It doesn't mean that it's only able to fix a certain problem. No, it's able to fix problems of all sorts. If you're willing to apply it, if you're willing to go by it, then you're able to find the problems that's troubling you, and then you're able to find a solution to fix the problems. And I think that's the ultimate type of teaching, is always able to adapt and always able to adjust according to the person that's going to apply and according to the environment, according to the time of the person, of the generation, such that it's all going to be usable. So this is going to be very, very important. So it all comes down to the next section that we're going to be talking about, the great guiding teachers, that you're going to have good teachers. Buddha gave us these rules. Buddha gave us these teachings. However, how do we apply them? Without a good teacher to show us how to apply them, we might not be able to always apply accordingly, or able to apply so that we're able to get the best out of all these tools. Therefore, you need a teacher who is able to show us. So in this section, we learn how to be a good teacher. We learn how Master Ching tells us how to be a good teacher. And I think this is very, very important. In order for knowledge, wisdom, or a teaching to be passed on to the next generation, you need the people to bridge that gap. And who are these people? The teachers. They are the ones who are making or inspiring a generation of students who are then willing to become good learners, who are willing to learn, who are more mindful to learn, and eventually the students themselves will become the teachers. So a generation of teachers will be able to beget the next generation of students. And I think that's very important. So in this section, this is a very important topic on the great guiding teachers for all sentient beings. Essentially, it's talking about how to be a good teacher. It talks about what are the things that a good teacher should do, and what are the things that a good teacher will do, should have. So there are 4 sections. One is the practice field. It's called the great field of blessing. The second part is reliance. The teacher will provide relief, protect, and support. The third is medicine king. It addresses the problem and adjusts accordingly. The fourth is tamer, teaches to good and bad students. So previously we talked about the first 2, practice field and reliance. So practice field talks about that when the student is just beginning, there are very little places and very little opportunities for them to practice. And therefore, a teacher is the field of blessing, where the teacher will allow the student to have the way of practice on them. The teachers will provide a field of practice for all the students, because it's very difficult for the students who are just beginning to learn their skills and their trade. And it's very difficult for them to get a hands-on way of practicing. However, now the teachers should provide this practice, give them the opportunity so that they are able to practice more and more and more. So for example, for anybody that's been, that plays any sport, that there has to be some way of practicing, and you have to raise up the level of intensity in your practice. You might be doing some very easy batting cage, batting practice in a batting cage, or you could do a little bit of a little bit more competition, but not the real games yet. Because before you get on the real game that matters, you need more practice. And the teachers are the one that provide this to you, give you the opportunity to practice so that you're able to raise your level, raise the level of your play, raise the level of your intensity accordingly. That's what the teacher is supposed to give you. Otherwise, you would have no way of practicing. Because just like any doctor, why would you want a medical student to operate on you or your family or anybody you know? You wouldn't want that. Neither did the hospitals. No one wants that. Or if no one wants that, then how would the doctors get their practice? When they're becoming a first student, how would they be able to learn? Well, now you need somebody to give them that chances to learn. That's why we have surgery simulation, to allow them to learn. But surgery simulation is so much risk. So then we would do something like this, where our volunteers, they would become actors and actresses to allow the doctors to learn And I think this is a very, very important part of the medicine field because it allows the doctors who, before they become doctors, they're still just rookies. They're still just new people. They're just learning. Without giving them the opportunity to learn, how would they be able to become a mature doctor? So you need to give them the opportunity. That's what the teachers do, offering this great practice field. Number two, reliance. And this is something that is not directly related to teaching, passing on of the knowledge or the wisdom, but this is related to how do you inspire the students? How do you make it so the students are in the best condition to learn? Obviously, if somebody is frightened, somebody is uncertain of themselves, somebody is full of doubt and insecurity, how would they be able to learn? This part talks about a good teacher will always provide a sense of security, a sense of reliance, a sense of something where things are stable, so that the students are in the best environment to learn. And that's what this is about. Just like we understand that all the people in the world, we're feeling that there are always things that's disturbing us. There are always things that's affecting us. And so the teachers are supposed to help you remove these things. And the one simplest example that I can show you, that I can share with you, is that if in your class, if in the classroom, that when everybody is trying to listen and everybody is trying to learn, and there's a huge noise outside where people can't really study or they can't really listen, what the teacher would do is they would try to make sure that that noise is trying to be mitigated, right? You either talk to the people outside that's making the noise to ask them politely to not make the noise at the time of the class, or you close the windows, you close the doors, so then the sound doesn't come in. Whatever the things that you do, you're trying to provide the students a place where they can best learn. And this is also true for spirituality. This is also true for your mentality, right? If you're not feeling okay for any reason, if you're not feeling at peace, if your minds are full of fear and uncertainty, then you're not going to be able to learn. So the teachers are there to provide a safe haven for you, a safe environment, a stable environment, so that people are able to better learn. And that's what this is about. The teachers are supposed to be there to provide the relief, protect, and support. If we're constantly in the threat of security, then we're not going to be able to learn. So the teachers are there to make sure that safeguards us so that we're at ease and we're in peace, and that we're able to learn in the best capability when our heart's at peace. Okay, so that's what we do. The teachers also provide the relief, protection, and support. Now we're moving on to this week's content, which is how do we become a good teacher? We know that we have to provide a good feel of blessing for those people that are learning. They need to have a place to practice, and the teacher provides that for them. However, not only that, but the teacher not only providing something that's dealing with the knowledge itself, but also providing a good location and environment for the students to learn. The teacher will try to do away with all the uncertainties, the doubts, insecurities, and all these things, the noisy, the interruptions, so that the students are in the best place to learn. Now we continue on to the third thing, medicine king. What does the word medicine king mean? What is it trying to do? How do you become a good teacher? By becoming the medicine king. So the medicine king is talking about knowing the problem and knowing the cure. So Master said the most frightening thing when somebody falls ill is encountering a doctor who does not know how to diagnose the illness and who not understand the nature of illness prescribes the medicine carelessly. So this talks about two things. Do you know what the problem is? And do you know how to fix it? A medicine king is somebody who can diagnose the illness and who will be able to treat the problem, treat the illness with the correct prescription of the medicine. There's twofold. One, knowing the problem, and two, knowing how to fix the problem. If you can do both for an illness, then you're a medicine king. In the words of the Buddha, that being able to cure and heal the illnesses is probably one of the biggest merit, gets the most merits due to your relieving and you're alleviating suffering in such an obvious way that you're getting a lot of merit. But how do you get such merit? It's because the medicine king is able to diagnose the problem correctly and is able to provide the cure. So these are the two very important aspects of a medicine king. So as we're closing in on the final election day in America, now it's down to Miss Kamala Harris, which is the vice president, and the former president, Donald Trump. So the issue here is, do they really know what the problem is? Do they know what is the problem that's facing the society, facing the country? One of the biggest problems, obviously, by far, is the living standards. Inflation is a problem, prices is a problem. So do they know what the problem is, and do they know how to fix it? These are the two things that goes hand in hand. If you are a medicine king, you need to be able to diagnose the problem, know the problem, and you have to be able to know how to fix it. However, there is a third thing that is almost equally as important. Is not only does the medicine king know the properties of medicine and need to dispense it, but they need to make sure that people are willing to take it. That's the third thing. So remember, how do you become a medicine king, or how do you become a good teacher? One, knowing the problem of the students. Two, knowing how to fix the problems encountered by students. And three, the way you teach to the students, they have to be willing to accept it. It's not enough that you are prescribing the medicine, because the sick people might not be willing to take it. And that's the last hurdle. You've diagnosed the problem, you prescribe the medicine. Unfortunately, people don't take the medicine. Then it doesn't matter how good the medicine is not going to help. Therefore, the very last part of the medicine king is that you have to be able to help the sentient beings to be able to joyfully take this medicine. And now you're thinking, oh my goodness, not only do you have to be a good doctor, you also have to know all the things about the medicine so that you can prescribe the correct medicine. But you have to have good affinity with the patients so that they are willing to listen to you and trust you and be a good follower and take the medicine. That's difficult, right? Let's just look at one of the examples, right? This is one example where Los Angeles, there's blackouts all the time. No, not all the time. A lot of time in Los Angeles. And this is one of the biggest, if not the biggest city in the United States. Los Angeles, there's a lot of people living there, millions of people living in Los Angeles, but there is blackout, meaning there's out of electricity. Why? Because there are climate policies, right? Modern life in Los Angeles. On these days, the times when there's going to be a city power outage, even on weekends, right? There's going to be, things that's going to be affected, right? And so why? Because there's going to be a lot of, the mayor talks about the outages on extreme heat. And this was months ago when there was some heat waves coming. The electricity systems in Arizona, Texas, Nevada, they're also very hot, but there's no blackout. So why is the LA facing this problem? Why is Los Angeles facing this problem? Because they are prioritizing climate goals also. So you are going to have these problems where you're also trying to reduce the energy usage. You're trying to reduce the carbon footprints. So now there's going to be issues. You want to save the environment, then you're going to have some blackouts. If you don't care about the environment, you just want your life to continue go on as normal, then there's going to be some impact to the environment. So which one do you want to take? Well, we know that in order to protect our climate, we have to reduce our energy usage, right? So that means our lives are going to get a little bit more difficult. Are you willing to take this medicine to save the environment? And that's going to be very important. This is how joyfully taking the medicine is hard. People are going to take some hits. There's going to be impact, even though it might be good in the long run, but the medicine is bitter. It's hard. So how do you make it so people are willing to do this? Well, there you go. Medicine King will do these three things. Number one, diagnose the problem correctly. Number two, prescribe the correct medicine. And number three, the hardest one. This one has nothing to do with yourself now. It's everything to do with the people you are treating. The first two, you can do as much practice. You can learn on your own. You can study on your own. You can be very knowledgeable on your own. And you are able to do the first two. But the moment you get into number three, which is enabling and inspiring and making people trust and taking something bitter for the good longer run, that's hard. And it requires other people to work with you. This is hard. That's why Buddha always talks about forging good affinity with people. Because if you don't have good affinity with people, it doesn't matter how good the medicine you give. It doesn't matter how good the prescription is and how good of a doctor you are. They're not just not going to take the medicine, and the effect is not going to happen. Okay, so are you willing to take the bitter medicine if it is good for you? And the Medicine King will be able to make it inspire you so that you are able to take this medicine willingly, joyfully, and even recommend this to others. Okay, so this is something that's very important as part of the Medicine King. The last part is tamer. And the tamer is something that's even more active. It's not just trying to make you to take the medicine, but it's trying to tame your other bad things that's going to influence other students. So we've been talking about the first two parts, talking about the teacher itself, right? You have to be a good practice field. You have to provide the relief. That's about all the things that you can do on your own. We're talking about being able to diagnose the problem. We're talking about being able to prescribe the right medicine. And lastly, we talked about Medicine King, being able to make and inspire the patients to follow the entire regime to be able to help you cure, right? Help you heal. That's very important. But the fourth part is even bigger. It's not just talking about you and your student. There are going to be other people that's going to influence, bad influence. What are you going to do about it, right? We talked about providing relief, protection, and support. But sometimes it's within the class that these are the people that's disrupting the class. What are you going to do? You are going to need to tame these also. And tamer is not just talking about making the bad students go away. It's to make sure we have other things in us that is not good. We have other afflictions in us that is not good either, that is affecting our abilities to learn. It's not just insecurity. It's not just the instability that's making us unable to learn. It's also our habitual tendencies, our vices, the things that we are not good in that's affecting us. That's when tamer comes in. So taming the something that is very important. So there are articles around, right? So there's in Mexico, it talks about taming the unfairness, right? The judicial system is supposed to be independent of the political system, right? Justice needs to make sure that it's blind. It doesn't care who I'm abiding, who I'm talking about. The law is fair. However, it is very difficult to do. So you need to tame all this unfairness. So I just gave out these stories about how Mexico is trying to make sure that there is this unfairness taken out of the judicial systems, right? So tamers, basically, Master talks about the Buddha heard about the Bodhisattvas form aspirations to spread the Lotus Sutra. He was very joyful. However, he knew that people are still afraid. People just doesn't want to do this. Shariputra knew that the Buddha wanted everybody to spread the Dharma. However, he said that sentient beings in this world are the hardest to tame. It's not because they feel insecure. It's because they have other vices. They have other afflictions that is not allowing them to learn, right? I want to learn. However, I'm also not diligent. So how do you tame that part of me so that I'm willing to learn? And I think that's one of the things that the tamer needs to do. So how do you tame the sentient beings, right? How do you do that? So for the sake of transforming sentient beings, Buddha and Bodhisattvas have engaged in spiritual practice and undergone great hardship without a moment's relaxation or allowing themselves to become undisciplined. This is what they do. They tame themselves first. Everybody have got these issues with them, right? We all have afflictions. The teachers themselves go through taming of themselves, so that they're able to go through. Is this possible? Absolutely possible, right? So we have just gone through the Olympics, right? How do these athletes excel so high, so far and above everybody else? That's because they tame themselves. They make sure they work hard. They make sure that they're able to tame their own problems, afflictions, so that they're able to achieve. For example, Simone Biles is one of the most overachieved American gymnasts who is able to, got all these gold medals because she worked hard, right? So these are some of the things that she did to herself to make sure that she learns. That's how you're able to tame yourself. And the teacher are supposed to help the students to tame their own afflictions. And that's is this possible? Absolutely possible. If they can do it, so can we. So that's why the teachers, not only do they become good teachers by becoming a good student, but they also need to learn that this is how they can become a good teacher. 4 things, right? Number 1, practice field. Number 2, providing protection and relief and something that they are able to be dependent upon. Number 3, medicine king. You're able to diagnose the problem, prescribe the medicine, and allow the students able and willing to take the medicine. Number 4, teach them how to tame themselves. Tame your own afflictions, because eventually the teachers are not going to be with you all the time. You had to become your own teacher. You had to become your own tamer. That's the sharing for today. And that also finishes this section. Probably the next time that we will be able to be online to listen to the sharing, probably will be after the master finishes the tour. So that's going to be about a month. And I hope that during this time that we continue and we're going to be doing all these sharings, that we'll also be able to prosper and also learn and gain our wisdom. Thank you and have a wonderful, wonderful weekend.
Brother Joe, for the really insightful sharing from last week and this week. Brother Joe, do you have a couple of minutes more? If you had kind of a couple of minutes more, Master De Huang, we're waiting for her to come in. I think she's a bit tied up in the kitchen, I believe. So if I may ask, in the context of Sati, and I think what you've shared with us, the 4 prerequisites, I would say, for a good teacher. I'm just wondering whether this can be applied for someone to be able to be a teacher of Dharma in Sati. I mean, does this apply in the boat that you're in right now, or is that a plan to formalize this in some way?
Okay, so formalize this. Okay, so I think this is more about talking about that in the process of learning, in the process of being a student. Now, we're all learning as a student, right? But we are learning and gaining the experience as a teacher at the same time. We are learning to tame ourselves, right? That's what Master is teaching us too. Always telling us, right? The person who is right needs to apologize to the person who is wrong. So these are the things that we're slowly learning, that's taming ourselves. We go through these practices. At the same time, we are sort of unknowingly reaching all four of these attributes or all four of these components at the same time, right? We are doing charity. We are providing relief, protection, and support. We are somebody that people can rely on. That's what we're learning, even though we're not learning to be a teacher. But as we are learning and as we are still a student, we are already doing all these things. And that's why Sutra of Infinite Meaning is very important to Tzu Chi, because all the things that's talked about are weaved into there. It's woven into the things that we're doing. So even though we're students right now, we are learning and doing everything that Master is preparing us for. Eventually, we will be doing exactly that. We will be able to provide the reliance, the relief, the protection, and the support. And we are taming ourselves at the very moment, right? We are getting up early. We are, trying to beat the sleeping bug. We're trying to be diligent. These are the things that are not encoded in us. We are picking this up as we are learning. We are picking this up as we are learning how to tame our own afflictions. So when we are able to tame our own afflictions, we will become more expert in helping others to tame their own afflictions. So these are the things that we are doing as we are part of Tzu Chi. Now, the part about Medicine King, this is probably the hardest part. The hardest part being that, do we have the wisdom to be able to diagnose the problems of the people? Do we have the wisdom to prescribe the right medicine? That's the hardest part. But what we are trying to do right now is we are getting ready by getting the third part prepared, which is forging very good affinity with all the people around us. That's what the Master is helping us right now. In the old days, when there are practitioners, when the practitioners are, cultivating, spiritually cultivating, actually getting the first two is the easy part, right? They are able to cultivate, they're able to do their own spiritual, their mind is transcending. So then they're able to see right away what the problems are, and they right away know how to fix the problem. Except people don't take their words for it. People don't take their medicine because there's no good affinity with you, with these spiritual practitioners who practice and cultivated deep in the mountains. So now Master is doing the other way, making sure that we have the good affinities by forging these bonds with the sentient beings, right? By doing charity, by doing good things, services to serving all the sentient beings. And also by being a vegetarian, we are saving lives and we're forging good affinity with all sentient beings. At the same time, we're also learning the wisdom. We're gaining experience, accumulating very valuable experiences, and we are now learning from our role models on accumulating wisdom. So being part of the Medicine King is also what we do in Tzu Chi. So all the things that we do fit all these criteria for being a good teacher. The order might be a little bit different. However, it is still very important to do. And that's exactly why Sutra of Infinite Meanings is very crucial to Tzu Chi. Thank you.
So I think it's essentially, Brother Joey, what you're saying is it got to be part of our own self-growth. and be mindful about acquiring the skills that we need to be able to be a good teacher as a result of this. All right, excellent. Brother Joe, thank Kanan so much again for another very insightful session. And we look forward again for your next session. All right, great. Kanan so much. Can we open up videos for a picture? Can everyone open up? Master Huang is here. So I know you've been rushing from the kitchen, right? All right, everybody on the video, and someone is going to take the picture. Maple, Sister Maple is going to take that. Right. Excellent. Okay. Excellent. Thanks so much, Brother Joe. Well, welcome to Master Huang. He's going to share with us the mission of an education volunteer. And you've been a very busy morning, I believe, for you, having to attend to the kitchen duties and rushing over here. So we appreciate that very much. The platform is all yours, Master.
Hi, good morning, everyone. How have you been? I haven't been seeing you all for ages. Yeah, I think I did not keep my promise. As I say, I make a vow that this year I'm going, I just want to, make sure that I can have more time to attend the Saturday sharing. But I think I just, I did not keep my promise. I'm so sorry. I just been joined this for several times. I think not more than 5 times, maybe 3 times only. Yeah, but I hope they still have 1.5 months for me to make a promise for the coming weeks. Yeah, I just try my best, and I will talk to Su Ching because recently I got a new schedule for this coming duty. But anyway, thank you for all you guys give me some time to share actually the responsibility and the mission for the volunteer who are committed in the education mission, because I think it's very important, as I know that in Malaysia we have the international school, and we have a lot of brothers sisters to join the 慈济, what we so-called is 慈诚义的爸爸妈妈, the so-called the Dharma parent. Yeah, I think it's important that we have to know the message that Master want to pass to our volunteer, and how we connected with a new young generation nowadays in everywhere, not in Taiwan, but I think in all the world, that since the youngest is the future for the country. So it's very important how we give them the good concept and the direction, the right direction, the right path for them to build their dream for the future. So let me show my slide first. Okay. Can you guys see my slide?
Yes.
Okay. So let me without further ado, and just show the coming. Actually, for what I know is like in the early days, Master say that a beauty of a group is lies in the refinement of the members, 慈济 member. And when we asked about what is the management style of 慈济, and then Master should always reply, actually in 慈济, everyone educates and manage themselves. And through all the volunteers, we have to go through the stages, 3 stages of volunteer training process. We started from the 见习培训 and certified as commissioners, the committees members of 慈济. So through these volunteers, they develop the knowledge and the understanding of not only in the Buddha's Dharma teaching, but I think in the life principles that we can carry for our daily life. And then this is like let us to know the philosophies of the Tzu Chi in education as well. So that's why Master say that we started to work together with the training volunteers to learn about the Tzu Chi spirit and to participate in all the 4 missions, charity, education, or the medical or the humanistic culture. So I think this is very important. Once they certify as a commissioners, or for the male, we call the 职称, the 5th corps member. After we fulfill the training, the requirement. So no matter what role we play in Tzu Chi world, I think all the certified or the to be certified volunteer, we have to continue to show the most Tzu Chi inspiring characteristic, which is like Master say, we have to show our love to concern for people. So let me to explain for the beginning, what is the intention, why Master should want to have the mission of education. Actually, the message is Master should want to address the lack of education and employment opportunities for women and girls in the indigenous community of Eastern Taiwan, especially in Hualien, because it's like an isolated island from the east and west coast of Taiwan, and it's like a rural area that no one wants to come. So this is the message that masters want to enhance or want to develop the culture to the public. And then and on 1989 is like on September, and masters she established this is the first day we started our education mission, because we have our first Tzu Chi nursing college. And then we have only 107 students to participate for this nursing department. But yet we have over 20,000 what we call the participants of the communities, and include the Tzu Chi members, to witness the history of the founding of this nursing college in our history Tzu Chi world. So for Master, she said that the founding philosophy for Tzu Chi Nursing College at the beginning actually is not only to cultivate the students having a great kindness and compassion, like Master, she hope that we can be like the simplified, like the Guanyin Bodhisattva, having the compassion and loving kindness, and to serving for the people who need it. And then, but also Master should hope that everyone, especially for girls at the time, can be educated to have the multiple roles and the multiple function. What does it mean? Actually, Master say that it means she hope that in the future, after those freshmen, ladies, students, the nursing students, they graduate, and they can be a good daughter, and can be a good student, and can be a good woman, and also as a good wife and a good mother in a happy family. This is what Master she expected, and her intention. She hoped that she want to train all those women can be have this good characteristic, and so that will bring this from one person to a family, and then to the community, and to the whole country. So this is Master's her intention for the initial beginning, that she want to form this mission. And then Master, she also hope that she say that for those women who can be act like this, is like the beautiful woman in the world. This is the most beautiful. This is what Master expected. And then also, for example, she say like when a student at the time she's playing a role for a student now, she should be coached to be like a good student, and not waste time on following fiction. This is Master. She hope that our volunteers, our 慈诚意的爸爸, have to pass the message for those youngest generation that we should play our roles at the age of a student period, and then to be a good student and not to just following fashion or new trends such as going to clubs or like, you know, any other activities that is not a benefit to this community. And then our volunteer have to make sure that although in this modern academic trends, we can easily go to university and to progress to a master or the PhD courses and so on. But I think the important is like we do not have to necessarily to follow the trend nowadays. Like, you know, just what people say and then we just go on. We have to have our own mind. This is Master. We hope that the 慈诚意的爸爸 have to like get a good communication with the students and to talk about what is their dream for the future. And then as we are Buddhist organization, and then Master say there's a long path for us to go through the Bodhisattva way, so that how much time we can spend our time with the students, not many. And, you know, it's only a few years for us to accompany the students in this very precious time. So in these few years, when we get a chance to connect with those students, Master say that, and rather we give them the theory of how to get wealthy and how to get like a rich man and how to get a success businessman. And Master say that we should give them a good concept. And not only as a 慈诚意的爸爸, we listen to the children. I mean, like when they have a problem for the relationship between boyfriend and girlfriends, and they have affliction and they have some conflict with the parents, and then we should have a wise wisdom to give them some good guidelines and to deal with the methods they have basing on. So let us have some time to watch this video clip that one Master she give us the brief history of the education mission in this sharing.
一个学校假如没有特色啦，那没有人文啦，那我们呢只不过是在台湾给一个学校的名称而已啦。我不要为名称而做，我要的呢是实质。真正的，我们要培养出来如观世音菩萨的大慈大悲。我希望我们的责任让每一个女孩子，我们要教育成多角色、多功能的，有慧慈男性的气质。什么叫做多功能、多角色当他当父母的女儿的时候，我们要教会他懂得呢感恩父母，做一个孝顺的女儿。当他呢扮演起了学生的时候，他要做一个能尊师重道的好学生。当他毕业了以后呢，在职场要当一个呢很称职的妇女，职业妇女那当她嫁人就要扮演一个呢人家的好媳妇人家的好太太丈夫的好太太，婆婆的好媳妇。当她生了孩子的时候，应该也要扮演一个好妈妈。哇，这么 多的角色啊，就是呢女人所扮演出来的哦。
Okay. And Masters, she talked to our Su Ching, the mama and papa, and then she say, remember, as for first term, for the mother and sister group, at the beginning, the name is like Su Ching, 母姐会. No Su Ching, no male volunteer. And then Master for the first time, she gave them the message is like, we have only I think about 36 senior Su Ching committee members to join this 那个育德母姐会 only for girl, for women. And then the mainly is caring for the students who are studying abroad or left their home and to some other place to study. And then Master say, please remember, don't pamper or coddle them, but give them more encourage and not neglect. And then give them more care, but don't give them too much stress. This is the 6 words that Masters are giving to the volunteers. And then, but after that, when we have the boys to join the nursing college, and then we started to recruit the children to join as well. So we changed the name from the 育德母姐会 to the 育德慈诚育德部姐妹. And I think for Master, she said that the mother will give birth a baby after 10 months for the pregnancy. But for volunteers, for those who, whether you marry or not marry, you can join this education volunteer as a 慈诚育德爸爸妈妈. And then it's just like you are giving a children is like a life of wisdom. You give them 慧命的智慧, and then also to nourish the wisdom by giving them some good guideline. So there's 3 points that Master should want to pass. What is the role or the mission that the volunteer have to play? But before I share these 3 main points, I think maybe I give you another video clip as like for a father who as a wise father is give a good concept to the daughter, and then because the daughter is asking what is the value of life, and then I think this is what the role that we should play as a parents. Okay, let us have this video clip to watch.
One day a girl asked her father, "What is the value of living? I work so hard every day, but I still can't do well. It feels like my life has no meaning." The father didn't reply, but instead he took her to the family's warehouse and pointed to an old bicycle in the corner. He said, "Do me a favor. Find out how much this bike is worth. Maybe you'll find the answer." Although she didn't understand her father's intention, the girl decided to give it a try. She first went to a nearby second-hand shop. The owner looked at the bike and said, "This bike is too old. I can only dismantle it for parts. I'll give you 50 yuan." The girl was a bit disappointed and told her father. Her father nodded and said, "Tomorrow, go to a bike shop in the city. Perhaps they will have a different opinion." The next day, the girl went to a bicycle shop. After carefully inspecting the bike, the shopkeeper said, "Although the bike is old, it's a classic model. I'm willing to offer you 1,000 yuan." The girl was surprised, as the price was much higher than what the second-hand shop had offered. She went home and told her father. Her father smiled and said, "There's one more place. Go to the antique bicycle exhibition and see what the collectors there have to say." On the 3rd day, the girl took the bike to the antique bicycle exhibition. A collector's eyes lit up when he saw the bike, and excitedly said, "This is a very rare classic bicycle and it's well preserved. In our circle, it's worth at least 50,000 yuan." The girl could hardly believe it. She never thought the old bike could be so valuable. She rushed home to tell her father. Her father smiled and said, "You see, the same bike has different values in the eyes of different people. The second-hand shop only saw the parts, the enthusiast saw its classic style, and the collector saw its rarity. The father continued, "We are all the same. Other people's judgments cannot determine your life's value. You must believe in yourself and find those who truly understand and appreciate you. Only then can your potential and value be fully realized." The girl finally understood. She no longer felt frustrated by her exam failures. She began to believe in her unique worth and continued working hard.
So I think the message is very clear that just like when we have doubt in our life and we want to find out some answer, so we will get someone to ask, and then hopefully the person that we ask for is the person who give me the right direction. It's just like when we have a problem, we went to meet master, and then master will tell us, you go and find your own answer. That's why she would not say, give you, this is the correct answer you have to, and then she will give us a lot of choices or selections for us to go through, went through all this process, and then we will get the best answer that you want. So I think it's similar to the Su Ching的爸爸妈妈, and when we facing the students who have doubt in their life, and then we should like wise parents to give them good suggest and this. So for master, she say Su Ching的爸爸妈妈, the main role for them to play is first the master, she say we look forward for Tzu Chi member care for students with tenderness and under the influence so that they can love others. And then as a Tzu Chi的爸爸妈妈, we have to always telling the students that you not only to love your own small family, but you have to expand your love to other people. And the second point is master say the volunteers, like you all been working so many years in the society, and then you have gained a lot of experience, so you can share your experience to the young generation, and you can share whether it's success or the failure story, so that they would not following the failure step, and maybe they can learn the new way how to get success. I think this is the second point. And the third is like, because master should hope that we all can be one of the communication channel between students, parents, and the school. So this is the role that all the Tzu Ching的爸爸 have to play on. And then I got this photo when our master De Shao share on the volunteer assembly before. And then, as you say, the first freshman for about the first page, 第一届, the freshman students, they were very lucky because after the registration to admitted to the school, the course, and then they would get a chance to move into the nursing dormitory of the Tzu Chi Hospital at that time. And also our Jinse board masters also went to mobilize all the Jinse board master to help them to clean the dormitory room for the students. So 师父帮他们打扫. And then the second thing is like also I think it's the most important and the happiest thing is when they get a chance, went back to a book for tour to Beijing Xunli, and then our Sangren master, she will take good photo with all of this small group, and then our board and master also will teach them the Buddha rituals, 学佛行仪, and then how to bow to the Buddha for the bowing or the prostration. And then we'll continue some of our master, the abroad master, we're continuing to give them the caring after even after the graduation for the nursing course. So this is the luckiest part. And then after a few years later, there's also we have not only for female students, but we also have the boys to join the college. So we also giving the same love to them. And then, even though our 慈诚义的爸爸妈妈 from the beginning for the freshman orientation to the graduation ceremony, actually, I believe that our volunteers, they are, stay firm, never to join the activity in the school. And then I think for every month in Taiwan, they still have a gathering for the 慈诚义的爸爸妈妈 at the Tzu Chi University. And then they will share to each other about the happiness and some knowledge that the teachers, the school want to give it to our parents, the 慈诚爸爸妈妈. And then even nowadays, all the volunteers in Taiwan, they're very familiar with using the group line chat with the students. So it's like get closer for the communication between students and the parents and the Dharma parents, so that they are, from the stranger, and then they're bridging like the Chaoliang between the age gap. So there's no differentiate between the building the so-called what we call a sincere friendship between the two different generations. I think this is we are like utilize the technology, the advanced technology to do the communication. I think this is one of them. And then also like in the United Nations, they have the intergeneration dialogue on the SDGs, and then which is the main point is pioneering the platform where we want the young future leaders to dialogue with the current leaders, the senior, so on their aspirations for what a better world to be look like. So I think this is a very good platform that we can use. And then a master so plays because at the beginning, the early beginning years, and then the passing rate for taking, because master say the what we so-called the passing rate for taking the national nurse's license exam is over 90% every year for the Tzu Chi nursing students, which is one of the best in Taiwan. As I get a message is from the university, Tzu Chi University website, they say 98%我们那个同学都可以录取那个合格的那个护理执照。So it means like Master say we have a good reputation for the students who can get education in Tzu Chi. And then a lot of people, they fight for want to get our Tzu Chi students to work in their company, in the hospital, the hospitalized department. So I think not only in Taiwan, but I think in overseas, because we have overseas students who study the nursing course when they're back to the country, like in Thailand, one of the success, the girls, she was like, can, really fully utilize her professional in the medical field to committed her vow to serve the patients and to be like a good nurse in the hospital. And then Masters, we hope that our 慈诚义的爸爸妈妈, not like a mama's boy or mama's girl, which is like a girl or a boy who appears to do whatever his mother tells him to do, because like 不要太宠他们. Because do you think that in the future you want to marry someone who was spoiled rotten by their parents as a child? So in the young generation, remember, we don't spoil rotten. 不要太宠他们. And then And Master says she even have heard about the children, the young generation, the girls or boys, they did not know how to deal with their space that they live in, and they did not know how to wash their clothes or even the dishes after finished meals. So, and what make Master surprised was like sometimes they are, the children, because they get the dirty clothes, they pack them out and send home to the parents for the mom to wash for. And this is so over. I think, like, we cannot take care of our own how to say 自我管理, and then we don't know how to maintain the cleanliness of the environment that we live in. So I think this is quite common nowadays for the young generation, like 低头族 or 草莓族 and like kind of like they only ask for money and then ask for something that you want, but you did not do something that good to you. And then in the Tzu Chi University, and then Master should hope that for the students who stay in the dormitory, they can keep the maintenance, cleaners in their bedroom and or the study room. So this is the education that Master should hope that we have to be continuing to train the students to how to take care of themselves. Yeah. And then so they can independent, not relying on parents or relying on the maid to help them to clean. And then also have to train them to be courtesy. Therefore, the Tzu Chi, either Papa Mama have to pass a message clearly to the students, not to help them to do cleanliness, but we have to teach them how to do. Especially at the pinning ceremony or the capping ceremony for boy or girl in the nursing course. Actually, it signifies that students, they have to take the responsibility for the community. And then that's why, do you know, I got this photo from the website, from the internet. Do you think this is good for the students or not good for the students? When I look at this, maybe some feel like wincing, but I think for me, the mother of the Tzu Chi volunteer, we should not do this for them, and we can teach them. You can see for one student, they have 3 Yude Mama to help her to groom themselves, to groom her, and then I think like it's like we are pamper them. Like she's not like a children, she's not at a primary students. She's is quite getting mature, but she have her hand, she can do herself. But the simple thing that we need other people help us to do you think this is like, I think it's quite a shame that you can't even take care of your own manner. I mean the Yirong. This is kind of shame. Our either mama or papa, we shouldn't, treat them like this so over. What I want to say is like, yeah, I think the volunteer mission is the responsibility or, the role should be teach them how to dress themselves, but not to help them dress up. Yeah. And because remember, they are after graduation, during the ceremony, they have make a vow by raising their hands and then to say that they want to bear the spirit of great love and gratitude and respect every life and look after of each patient as family. So they are the person who are going to treat other people well. But when you look at this, it's like, who is the patient? I think it's like kind of like a contrary, 好像有点冲突. She even don't know how to take care of herself, and then, but very soon in the future she's going to serve other people, and then she has learned nothing. So it's very pity for them. And remember, and for the education, and then all the students, they have to be trained to have, like our either Papa Mama, have the spirit of compassion and kindness and the joy and equanimity. 慈悲喜舍 have to be applied. Like they have to emulate the spirit of our 慈诚either Papa Mama to themselves. 就是要 copy either Papa Mama, like you all, have the compassion. Yeah, I think this is like the message that for the beginning. So, and there's another small clip that you can see. What is the wise mother to deal with the children who have some requirement? And the best answer for the mother is like this.
好，那妈妈数到3就抱你，好不好？好。预备起，1、2、1、2、1、2、1。
妈妈，你不会数3呀？
So remember, don't pamper or corner your children by giving them to fulfill all the requirements their requests. Yeah, you should teach them. You should use some skillful means to show your knowledge and to your children. Yeah, not do everything for them, but you can let them do themselves. Yeah. So the path for their future is long. So you cannot always like help them to do it, and they have to carry on to work on along the long way for themselves. And another thing is like the master say, do not give children allowance or so-called pocket money and to spend on whatever they want. Sometimes our either Papa and Mama is so kind, and then maybe you will give them some allowance or some 鼓励 or something, maybe, I don't know. And then instead of that, we should give them the love and care instead of pampering, because it's not because you want to give them a good impression that you are the very kind and wealthy, the 慈诚意的 Papa Mama. And Master say we should teach them live simply, simple life. And then here you can see the teaching, the video. I will show you just maybe 1 minute, and just take a look. And what is the message that as the parents should teach the children?
怎么上菜这么慢啊？
不好意思，今天生意较忙，让您久等了。
你还知道不好意思啊？这可是5星级饭店，你这种工作效率出来打什么工？回老家种地吧。
对不起，你不用道歉。你刚才对人家什么态度？你只是投生的好，投在我们家而已。为什么那么居高临下的指责别人？换了成长环境，你可能还不如人家小姑娘。现在你马上给人家道歉，不然我立刻回家。
妈，你怎么能怪我呢？
上菜慢的理由人家已经解释了，就算有问题也不是人家小姑娘的问题。你那种高高在上的语气我不喜欢。你命好，生下来衣食无忧，别人家里条件差，出来打工赚钱是替整个家庭分担压力，结果还要被你们这些占了命运的便宜的人羞辱，太过分了。
好，我道歉，小姑娘，对不起。
没关系，以后当你要批评别人时，要记住，世上不是每个人都有你这样好的条件。
宝宝，可以把瓜子皮放在垃圾桶里吗？为什么？我妈妈付钱请你来就是打扫卫生的。
你是不是不喜欢保洁阿姨？要这样，我把阿姨的工资给你，以后你来打扫卫生，这样你还可以自己赚钱买你想要的东西。
好呀。哎，你为什么总是往地上吐？
我可是付了你钱的，为什么就不能吐？
付了钱也不能吐，我扫地多辛苦啊！
这下你知道扫地辛苦了，你知道保洁阿姨打扫卫生辛苦了。你如果不干，那就把钱还给我，以后对保洁阿姨讲礼貌，放尊重，听到没？
我知道了。
早上好呀，小美女，早上好呀！快，阿姨在跟你打招呼呢。宝贝，不理阿姨可不礼貌呀。没事，孩子害羞了。
妈妈，你在干嘛？妈妈，你为什么不理我？
因为妈妈也没礼貌啊。你看，妈妈对你没礼貌，你伤心了；你对阿姨没礼貌，阿姨也会伤心的。你喜欢别人对你没礼貌吗？
不喜欢。
那你以后可以对别人没礼貌吗？
我不会了。
我知道你只是无心的，下次我们要跟叔叔阿姨打招呼，好不好？
好的，妈妈。
宝贝儿，你吃的啥呀？给奶奶吃点儿。
奶奶你吃，可好吃了。
跟你开玩笑呢，你自己吃吧，奶奶不吃，奶奶不吃。妈，以后孩子跟您分享东西，不要逗弄孩子嘛。孩子分享，您最好接受，这才能让孩子乐于分享。咱们大人哪能跟孩子抢吃的呀？这不是抢啊，孩子的心思是很单纯的，我们要尊重孩子的单纯嘛。我知道您也是无意的，但多接受孩子的分享没坏处的。
妈妈，这个零食好好吃，你来尝尝。
哇，是挺好吃的，谢谢宝贝的分享。
And I think this message that I want to say, just like Masters, she told us that the mirror concept, 镜子的原理. If you want people to smile at you, you have to smile first. Just like when you look at the mirror, when you want to see your smiling face, you have to first to smile, and then you will see the reflection of the mirror that is smiling. So I think the message is like for the children, if they want to treat people like this, whether it's manner or not manner, so you have to show them the other way, what is the feeling. So I think this is the wise, 很智慧的 method to show our children. If you don't want to be, like bullied by people, you have to treat people well first. So it's kind of like that. And Master say a polite and virtuous person is like a big pine tree or maybe like a big body tree, although it does not have very beautiful, colorful, bright flowers, but it's always green and can shelter all living beings. 没有很华丽的花 but it's still like, it's very benefit to the earth. On the contrary, the red people are like the flowers. They are beautiful for a while, but soon wither and decay. I think this is the master say. So whether we want to train the new generation or for future, whether you want to get flower or you want to get a tree, which is give us more oxygens, and instead of like just have a good view for a while and then it's like useless. Yeah, and you have to spend more time to take care of it. So I think it's like Su Ching the papa mama. You want to pamper them or you want to guide them or teach them to be a good future, and so that they can able to help others, not they will continue to relying on you to give help. Yeah. Whether 他们要帮人还是要一直是被帮助的. And also, I think this is also very good message. And look at, this is the wise teacher that show the relationship between the teacher and the students or the adult to the parents and to the children as well. Just take a look.
住手！你怎么打同学啊？跟我来办公室。这颗糖是奖励你的。我不让你打同学，你立即住手了，说明你尊重我。据我了解，你打同学是因为他欺负女生，说明你很有正义感。我再奖励你一颗糖。
老师，我错了，同学再不对，我也不应该采取这种方式。
你已认错了，我最后再奖励你一块。
老师，能给我再加1分吗？不行，但我可以借你1分。太好了，但这1分不能白借，借1还10。下次考试我要扣你10分，你借吗？我借。在下一次测试中，男生语文得了91分，扣掉10分，净剩81分。
妈妈，他怎么会在这里？看到了吗？如果你不好好学习，将来就会变得像他一样。妈妈，他怎么会在这里？看到了吗？你要好好学习，将来就可以帮助他们。
太好了，儿子，这次考全班最后1名，不用担心有人超过你，你只要往前跑，肯定有进步，真棒！你比上回前进了10几名，儿子，你真了不起，离第1名只差9名了。我想要跳到月亮上去，不好好学习，整天只知道瞎想。爸爸，我想要跳到月亮上去。好啊，不过一定要记得回来啊。
And I think this is more of their story. It's very clear that teachers pass a message for us is to change our mind. There's nothing that always exists. So whether it's success or not success, if you change your mind and then to let go of the bad thing, and you will have a new way to go on. I think it's to change our mind and to do some bargain, like I just not always to fulfill. We cannot always to satisfy the thing that we want, but only change your mind and then you accept it, and then you try the other way to find another way to solve the problem. I think then you will get success. So this is like for the children, either papa, mama also, when the children come to you, they have any problems and they have any struggles facing. So remember, we have to show them wise wisdom and to teach them how to make a change, especially started from mind, and then they will following by doing action. And also a master should hope that, like I say, we not only love our own small family, but we can spread from the small love to great love, and so that we also can filial to other elders in the society. That's why I believe that our Sister Ida Papa Mama will organize a lot of activities for the students to join the community center to give them serving for the elderly. And also the most important thing is, like we know nowadays, the marching or protest or the riot came to a very, very serious occasion in several countries, and then it caused a very serious problem to the economy and also for the future in the country as well. So for Tzu Chi, the education mission is like we have to spread the right path and guide the right direction so that they did not go to the wrong way. And then let me give a brief summarize. It's like for the smallest, starting for the young, very young generation, like elementary school education, we should lay a solid foundation for basic living standard. 从最基础的生活开始教 at the beginning. When they grows up to the middle school, the education should teach the students to know the direction of life. We're starting to share some more deeply. And then when they grow and when they enter to the university, before they step to the society, before they, it's like a new freshman in the university, Master say we have to teach the students to understand their duties and the mission when after they graduate, what they can do for the country and for the community or for the society. So this is like the three paths for Tzu Cheng, either Papa Mama, the so-called education volunteer have to be bear in mind to listen to Master's guidelines and then to follow this way and to show this to the students. And then there's some Q&A about someone asked Master about the education mission, such as someone will ask because Master say, remember in the early days of the school, there was backlash from the students, and then they complained during the visit by the Ministry of Education that the volunteer did not have the doctrine of master's degree. The 学生抱怨跟那个教育部长抱怨our 慈诚一的爸爸妈妈 they do not have good education. Why I should follow them? 就是 they cannot accept it. They 自己 have the 慈诚一的爸爸妈妈的学生他不能接受为什么慈济有这样的一的爸爸妈妈 Are you come here to like to 监视我 something. You don't have education, but why you come here to teach me your knowledge? But especially the officials from the Ministry of Education, they give the answers very sure and saying, they say, I believe it will have a very good and positive impact on Taiwan's education in the future. And actually, it is true enough that to prove that Master's intention having the education mission is correct. And then we gain a lot of distinguished reputation from the country and also from overseas to recognize the Su Ching education mission. And then we really give a good training for the students and give them a lot of good opportunity to gain the knowledgeable in their life for the students. And then the second question, someone was asking, why do teachers and students in the Su Ching schools have to wear uniforms? And Master say in the era, the many people will pursue fashion, and some students with a wealthier family, they will wear designer clothes, like all those dignified clothes, 很庄严 等等. So, however, Master hope that everyone is equal in school, so we don't have any differentiation. So what we have is we have the common consensus mind in learning the knowledge, but in comparing about the materialistic, this is what Master's hope that principle is more important than the message image. Like you have to be like well dignified by wearing a proper clothes. This is the proper way. And then some scholars also say that you teach your children to be so well behaved. How will we compete in the future? I mean, it's like someone's told Master, say, if your children so kind, and then you cannot compete in the future. 乖小孩在外面会吃亏 something like that. And Master say we don't need to compete, we don't need to, everyone is righteous, everyone is a gentleman. So if everyone good, so there's no problem in society, there's no thief, 没有小偷 and 没有 and the robbery. Everyone is good, so you will have a harmony society. So it's important that we have to train everyone good, especially in the school. We train from the primary to university along the way. So everyone will train good, and then the society will be good, the country will be good. So this is Master saying, don't worry about that. The last but not least is I remember I showed this before. This is a wise father as well, and then I will skip this because I've been sharing this video clip in the past. In the last time I sharing, but I love this very much because I think this is like the father who communicate with the son who doesn't want to proceed the further study and then just want to be like a regular person and just want to be like a driving bus and or working in the gas station and just like want to get a simple life, but never thought that if you do not have a good education, you will get a problem for living, to making a living. So it's no point that you cannot help yourself, but you need someone help you. So I think this video clip is quite meaningful for regular people. And then the last, I want to say the message is like we have to learn from Master, because Master say in the past when she encountered any difficulties, or when Master feel tired, when she want to build hospital, she have a lot of problems, and then she will stand in front of the Buddha altar, 佛堂前, and then she will look at the candle, and then she look it carefully, and then she want to be like a candle, just like to light up so that it can be function and to give light to others. And then therefore Master, she hope that she want to sacrifice herself and bring hope, bring light, bring bright to to people as well. So this is the spirit of the candles. And then regardless whether you want or not, but I think this is a very good concept that Master Xu want us to do. So I hope you enjoy your day. And then I know that some of you will come back to your board or to Taiwan, have a tour. And then I hope to see you in a board next week. And welcome home. And also wish you all the best. Thank you for the time to listen my sharing for this education mission for the Tzu Chi volunteer. This is the message that maybe I have skipped some message that I did not say. And I hope next time if you get another new message and new information, also welcome to share your knowledge to me as well. Thank you, you guys. Okay, thank you.
Thanks so much, Brother Huang. Thank you for very insightful sharing on the education mission. And just to share with the platform, my home sister Su Ching is a Yide Mama. So I must say that the effort, the time and the effort they put in throughout the year is immense. They have meetings very regularly, and obviously they need to go to school very early too. All right. And Master Huang, we hope to see you more often.
Yeah.
So,
I never forget you guys. Yeah, I still want to carry on my promise.
right. Excellent, excellent. So with that note, that's all the time we have for today. And for those who are going for the trip this coming week, you'll have a blessed trip. And we hope to meet up again in the next week for another Saturday sharing. All right. So with that note, Kanan, so much for everybody for your attention and your time attending this. And we now offer our 3 bows to the abode, to the Buddha, to the abode masters as well. First bow. Second bow. Third bow. We now offer a bow to our abode masters. Bow. All right, Kanan, so much, everybody. You'll have a good weekend and a good week ahead, a good travel back to the abode, and we'll see you again next week. All right.
Brother Chin for the wonderful hosting. Kanan Sifu. Okay, bye-bye.
Robert.